What is up, everyone? It's David. Welcome back to Gem MTG, where we talk about all things related to graded Magic the Gathering cards. Today is another episode of Mail Day. I've got a ton of mail to go through. It's been a few weeks since I did a Mail Day video, and I've got a ton of stuff to go through. So I'm going to flip this camera around and go through all the random stuff that I've been buying. We got raw cards, graded cards, stuff for decks, all kinds of fun stuff. If you appreciate content like this, hit that subscribe button and join in the fun, because we're going to be doing this kind of stuff all the time here on Gem MTG. All right, let's get into this mail. What is up, everyone? Yes, it is another mail day here on Gem MTG. Let's get into this mail and see what I've been buying recently. Getting things started off here with Scalding Tarn. This is the Zendikar Expedition. These are quite affordable now. I remember when expeditions used to be worth quite a bit, but these Zendikar Rising expeditions are a really good deal right now. I think I picked up the Scalding Tarn for about 20 bucks. And yeah, I always really liked the art on this particular copy. I was never really a fan of the original Scalding Tarn artwork. So I'm going to be using this for commander decks. Very nice. See what else we've got in here. Couple copies. This is 2 copies of Urza's Bauble. So this is legal in the pre-modern format, and I'm building a Threshold deck. Threshold is actually pretty hard to achieve in pre-modern. It's not like these days where you've got tons and tons of ways to get cards into the graveyard. So Urza's Bauble gives you a pretty cheap, fast way to get cards into the graveyard. So I got to finish my play set of those. I actually have the other 2 on the way, so that'll be a pretty neat deck. Let's see what else we got here. More raw cards. Got some graded stuff too. This is Ritual of the Machine from Alliances. Okay, this is a cool one. This card spiked back probably about 6 months ago now. I remember when the Nitpicking Nerds featured this card on an episode of theirs and caused a little bit of a buyout on this card. But I've still been picking these up. I have a number of these. I've been trying to find a grade-worthy one, just because I always really loved that Anson Maddox art, and it's just kind of one of those cards I've always really liked all throughout the years. So I thought a graded copy would be cool. This particular one I did purchase with the intention of possibly grading. I will be examining this. This is covered in a crap ton of tape. Oh my gosh. This is like tape to hell. So I'm not going to be able to pull it out of the package now and examine it on camera. But I will be doing that offline later just to see if it is grade worthy. It was purchased in near mint condition, but as you know, that does not always mean grade worthy. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Okay, this is a graded card. A graded reserved list card. What have we got? PSA graded 9 copy Artifact. All right. What can I say about copy Artifact? It's a really iconic card, underrated for the longest time. It's retraced quite a bit recently, like most other cards, but I am still bullish on cards like this. Even to this day, I am still buying them. I actually do have, I think 1 or 2 copies of this card raw that I do plan on grading this year. But I just still think that this is one of the most underrated cards in the revised set, or unlimited or beta alpha as well. But revised in particular, I think these are a steal. I think you can get these now again for like 30, 40, 50 bucks if you want a nice minty one, maybe a little more if you want one, truly in grade worthy condition. But this PSA 9, I believe I picked it up for about 100 bucks. And yeah, considering the cost of grading and how hard it is to find raws on these that are in really good condition, still a really big fan of cards like this. This is a very powerful card. Using this spell, you're able to do quite a bit of things with it. In the old school format, you can copy a Triskelion or a Tetravis. In Commander, you can copy, you know, Worm Coil Engine or anything else. I mean, it's as good as your biggest, baddest artifact. And I just always thought it was a really cool card. I love A.B. Wemmer artwork. She's done a lot of cool stuff. And yeah, this is just a really neat piece. I think this is my third or fourth graded copy of Copy Artifact. A couple I've graded myself, and then I've picked up a couple throughout the years. That's a cool one. Okay. Got here the eBay buy. Another graded card. Oh, look at this guy. How cool is this? CGC graded 9.5 Siobhan Phoenix. This is a really, really nice copy. This is not a very expensive card or anything. I'm a huge fan of the Silver Age, as you know, if you've been watching this channel. The sets from Mirage, Visions, Weatherlight, the Tempest block, and the Urza's block are like probably my favorite period of Magic. And so even if cards aren't necessarily expensive or reserve list, I still really love collecting those cards in a high grade. So that's what this card is. It's cool artwork. It's a cool card from one of my favorite sets, and I thought it was really neat. And we got a cool little note. Hey David, love your vids. Can't get enough of that sweet MTG. Nate's Magic Cards. Shout out Nate's Magic Cards on eBay. Great store. I've bought quite a bit of stuff over the years from Nate's Magic Cards. Really cool stuff. Thank you, Nate. Glad you are enjoying the content. Let's keep it going. This is a neat one. So this is another graded card. I'm actually going to make some room here. Let's take these deck pieces out of here. Let's leave the graded stuff. Okay. Okay. Now this is another graded card. This is a newer card. Look at that. This is neat. I think this is neat. Remember, you're not supposed to be attracted to stuff like this. You're not supposed to grade newer cards. This is not supposed to be appealing to you. This is a Timmy trap, and you're silly for buying or grading newer cards. Obviously, I do not believe any of that. I think that anything that is special to you or catches your eye or has a uniqueness to it, if you think it's worth grading, grade it. And look at how cool this is. So this is the foil etched PanHarmonicon. And it's just got an awesome look to it. These etched foils are, I really like them, and they've gotten better over the last couple of years since they started doing these. The original ones, you know, they were so-so. They were quite dark and kind of hard to read in a lot of cases. The text in particular was kind of seemed washed out. The artwork was really dull. But this one, I saw this and I was like, gosh, you know, I always really liked this artwork for PanHarmonicon, and the foil etched, I think, just suits the artwork really well. And I mean, it's a PSA 10. It's a PSA 10. I remember this auction. I think I paid between $80 and $100 for the card. Which, is that a lot for a PanHarmonicon? Yes, it is. But you know what? I think that, like I said, even newer cards that have a really unique look to them, or some kind of, you know, special artwork that you really like, totally worth getting in a high grade. And I just thought this was a really cool, unique piece in a PSA 10 condition. It would be a nice addition to the collection. So look at that. So nothing too crazy, but a nice assortment of really cool, unique, affordable graded cards here. And this last one here, this is going to be, oh wait, actually don't, hang on. That's not the last one. Let's go over this one. So this is not a graded card, but this is an altar of Vampiric Tutor. So if you remember the artwork for Vampiric Tutor, this is a custom altar, and I actually did this myself. My brother bought me a Vampiric Tutor for Christmas, and he said, hey, alter this. It had like this weird, like really poorly done blood dripping thing on the text box. And he's like, hey, you could probably do a better job altering this. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll give it a shot. So I basically made it borderless, full art version of Vampiric Tutor. So I like doing custom altars. It's kind of fun. It's just like just kind of like a side little hobby that I do. This one is not totally finished yet, but I've kind of blocked in all the colors that I want to use and did most of the sketch. And so I'll just be kind of touching it up. But yeah, really neat piece. Thanks, Danny. Cool addition to the collection. I'll be putting that in a commander deck. Okay, and now, here we go. The Big Kahuna. You know it's a Big Kahuna card when it comes in one of these. This is the special eBay Your Card is Real envelope. And in here, we have a piece of paper and, oh baby, a Savannah. A dual land, yes, yours truly, the Market Bear. Sell all your dual lands, hypocrite. Bought some dual lands. Why did I buy this dual land? Well, this is not just any dual land. This is an unlimited dual land. This is an unlimited dual land that presents very well. It's got very nice, clean edges. It's relatively well centered. It's got a lot of eye appeal. It does have, there was noted in the listing that there are some surface defects on the back, which I don't really care about because I'm planning on playing with this card. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the old school 93, 94 format, and I've always wanted to build a deck that's Swedish legal. And for anyone who doesn't know the different forms of old school Magic, 93, 94 has a few different iterations. There's X points, there's a number of different ones, but one of them is Swedish. And Swedish is the most strict. It is non-revised. So you can basically play 93, 94, but no revised reprints, no Chronicle stuff. It's like basically you have to use the original stuff before the tap symbol came into effect. And I have one unlimited Savannah, and now I have two unlimited Savannahs. In the deck that I'm building, I would need a playset for them. So I'm just going to try to pick them up, throughout the year, the next year or two, and just slowly over the years finish out my Swedish legal 93, 94 deck. And maybe one day I'll be there. I always dreamed about going to Europe and playing in a Swedish legal old school 93, 94 Magic event. I always thought that would be just kind of like a really cool life thing to do. But yeah, so that's what this card is for. This is not for anything other than actually playing with. That's why I just wanted a copy that presents well from the front. It's okay if it has surface issues on the back, but to be honest, looking at it, it's kind of hard to see. It has a protective covering on it right now. I do see the surface scratches. There's a couple of them. But to be honest with you, looking at the edges and the corners of this card, this is actually a really nice card. And I'm really, really happy to have it. These unlimited dual lands are just, there's something really special about the original Alpha Beta unlimited dual lands. They're so beautiful. I do like revised, that washed out look, but when you have unlimited duels in your hand, the difference is quite stark compared to a revised one. So, and this is actually kind of cool. I actually do now have a playset of Savannahs. I have 2 revised and 2 unlimiteds, so I can have like a full legal old school playset of Savannahs. So pretty cool. And just to make a quick comment on the state of dual lands in this day and age with Magic 30 and everything else, and the economy the way that it is, I do feel like these are a pretty good deal right now. I was able to purchase this card for less than $400, which a year or two ago would have been unheard of. I do feel like these cards will retain their value. I think that it's going to be a long time, if ever, that we see, you know, the types of monumental spikes that we saw last year in 2020 and 2021. I do think that it's unlikely that that's going to happen really anytime soon. I'll talk more about this in the future, probably in its own episode, but my advice, don't buy cards like this as an investment. My view on investing in Magic the Gathering has changed quite a bit. You know, you need to be buying pieces that you truly enjoy, that you want to have a part of your collection, that you think have a good baseline value, and not try to speculate like you might have a year or two ago. You need to change the way that you're doing things as the times change. So that's what I'm doing. So there you go. Really cool assortment of cards here in this mail day. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you're not already a subscriber here on Gem Mint MTG and you appreciate content like this, I'd appreciate your subscription to this channel. So hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support this channel with just the click of a button. All right. Thanks, everyone. Great to be back. Catch you in the next one. See ya.